Hey, what's up? It's JP here and talking more Fallout. Yeah, I can't get it off my mind. And I've been watching these videos all day long about all of these leakers. First, this Jason Schreier guy comes out and says that we're all going to be pissed off. All of us Fallout faithful, we're going to be super disappointed if we're expecting a first-person or a single-player, not a first-person shooter. Well, it kind of was a first-person shooter. Fallout 4 was anyways, I guess. But anyways, so if you're expecting a single-player RPG, you're going to be really disappointed. And so don't get your hopes up. And then today he comes out and says, oh, well, I shouldn't have posted that. That was really messed up of me to say that. And I'm just looking out for you guys. This guy's bullshit, dude. And I think that he does have some inside information. Yeah, I believe that. But I don't think he knows the whole story. And I think he, like most of these leakers out there who are leaking information, aren't really leaking information. They're making shit up to get recognition or to get subscriptions on their YouTube channel or to get followed on Twitter or whatever the case may be. I don't think most of them really know anything about the game other than it's called Fallout 76. Maybe a few of the leakers out there have some minor details about the game, but honestly, I think Bethesda's smart enough and tight enough with security to know that, you know, they're not going to let any really detailed information out outside of their inner sanctum, and anybody who's inside that inner sanctum, I am 100% positive has signed ironclad non-disclosure agreements that would carry along with violating them heavy penalties that not many people would be willing to face just to let the fans know a week early what the game's about. And trust me, I've signed non-disclosure agreements with large corporations before regarding, you know, IP. And they don't mess around. I mean, it's not just, you know, if you let out big details. It's if you say anything about this to anybody other than, you know, the people that are allowed to know this information, then we're going to fire you, we're going to sue you, we're going to make your life a living hell, and that's no joke. So that's why I believe that most of these leaks are BS because of that. And I don't really think it's going to be this crazy online game that everybody says it's going to be. Now, a lot of people are kind of recanting that, and all of a sudden there's other leaks coming out saying it's going to be more like New Vegas, which honestly, I tend to believe, but I don't believe that because somebody leaked it and said they have inside information. I just know that it's good business, right? Why would Bethesda gamble with one of their landmark IPs, right? They have two landmark IPs. They have the Elder Scrolls and they have Fallout. And Fallout 4 sold 12 million copies in 24 hours. Single player RPG. And then that game was ripped to shreds after everybody played it or after all the critics played it. I actually liked the game. No, I don't think it was the best Fallout game. I still think that title belongs to Fallout New Vegas, but it wasn't a horrible game. It definitely could, have been improved, and I think it was improved with mods over time. But, that's beside the point. They could drop, it just shows that they could drop a Fallout game, a single-player Fallout game, anytime they want. Obviously they have to put the time into developing the game and stuff, but they don't have to add all the online components and the settlements and all that. All they have to do is come up with a story, develop the game around it and drop it. And, they got an easy, what's 10 million times $60, like $600 million in a day. Okay, in one day, and that's just the first day. That's not including how many people have bought that game since, in the past 3 years. I don't know the figures about exactly how many copies have sold, but I'm sure it's probably somewhere between 30 and 50 million at least, including all the downloads on Steam and everything else, which obviously Bethesda's getting a good portion of. So anyways, I just don't think Bethesda would gamble like that. I think these leakers are BS. I think the game will be different than other Fallout games, but not in the ways that most people are saying. I think it's going to be different because, yes, it probably will have some online elements, but it's not going to be online only, and it probably won't even require you to play online. It will probably be an optional thing where if you want to play co-op or something like that, or maybe there's another game mode where you can play in like a survival mode where you have to go out and build your own base or your own community, and then you have to defend it against other, rival communities or raider gangs or whatever the case may be. But I still think they're going to have the base single player with, the story and the quests that go along with it, because Bethesda knows that's what sells Fallout games. That's why people buy Fallout games, just like people buy Call of Duty for zombies and for going online and, teabagging people. It made sense for Call of Duty Battlefield, and they pulled the campaign, the single player, because people really didn't buy that game for single player. Well, I did. A lot of people were kind of up in the air about that too, but not as much as if Fallout were to go completely online only. That would be a whole different thing, because that's completely changing what the game has always been from the beginning of, Fallout, back when it was with Black Isle Studios, back when it was with Obsidian initially, or with Interplay rather. It was, an isometric, one single player RPG, and every game since then has been a single player RPG, and they're not going to fundamentally change the game that much because they know it would piss off the base, the base core fan base for that game. And that's something they don't want to do, because that core fan base is how they sell 12 million copies of a game in 24 hours. So that's my whole 2 cents on this, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong in a week and a few days. But until then, I'm sure people will continue to speculate and put out these leak videos and try to analyze every inch and pixel of that trailer that was released. And God, I've seen some of the stupidest YouTube videos trying to analyze that trailer. Like, seriously, I'm not going to call any out specifically, but oh my God, I was just like, somebody said there's a giant spider on the hamper in the video, in the trailer, so that must mean we're going to be fighting giant mutant spiders in Fallout 76. God help us all. Yeah. Anyways, so that's JP's 2 cents, not Jay's 2 cents, JP's 2 cents. And so anyways, I'll be signing off now, but I'll be seeing you soon. Take it easy.